Hey guys, it is Tristan with Nerdette's NewsStand, and I originally wasn't going to cover this topic that has been going on for the past 5 or 6 days because I do not believe in the court of public opinion. And that is what we are going to cover a bit today. So I want to start off by saying do not send any hate to anybody I mention in the video. It's not deserving and the need for harassment is just not there. I am going to be covering a little bit spicier, a little bit more provocative topics, and that will contain alleged sexual assaults and abuse and Zoe Quinn. So that kind of explains where we're going to be heading, but let's start at the beginning of this story. Early last week, I believe it was August 27th, we saw sexual assault and abuse allegations come up against Alec Holowka, and I apologize if I say that name incorrectly. Yeah, it's nothing new for me to say a name wrong. But like I said, on August 27th, we saw a tweet come from Miss Zoe Quinn. I am not going to explain who she is. I have done that before. So if you're unsure, I will put a link in my description to a previous video of mine. But we did get her coming out saying that she's been silent about this for almost her entire career, and she can't do it anymore. Sorry if this is rambling and messy. I'm scared shitless to out an industry legend like this, and I can't live with this secret anymore. I did not know Alec until this situation arose. I did know of his game, but that does not mean anything. Basically, there is a big post about 5 or 6 pages just exactly of the accusations, the situation, and everything surrounded. I'm not gonna go through it in its entirety, but I'll give a short summary. And the only reason I'm doing that is because there's A, no proof given, and there has been B, no files charged, which is just extremely odd to me. It's not brave or stunning to do a post like this, regardless of if it's true or not. That's not my right to say whether it's true or not. It's done with an agenda behind it to further her career, her name, her clout, and continue to play that victim card. If it was about getting justice, if it was about getting, even before the man, and I haven't mentioned that yet, but even before he did commit suicide, this wasn't about that. If this was about justice, it would have been done 10 years ago. But like I said, over a decade ago, Zoe claims that she dated and lived for a month with Alec Holowka. Not only that, but she claims that she was sexually assaulted, manipulated, basically imprisoned against her will, physically abused, and demeaned. She claimed that Alex was mean, angry, violent, all of these things on a normal basis to her when they were together, and he would not let her leave. He was keeping the code to return, and she did not have access to that, so she would be unable to return back to the apartment. He did not help her return like he had previously promised to her other home where she was staying. It's a whole weird situation. Like I said, I will put a link to the archive of the actual tweet in the description below, but she also says that his anger would get so bad that he would throw or hit things, threaten to hurt himself and blame her for that. He would also use those threats to manipulate her feelings and invoke a feeling of fear to stay like hidden and isolated and away from her friends and family. Even after she broke up with him, she says that she feared repercussions through her career or through her visa. And she kept quiet for nearly 10 damn years. Now, those are accusations. Accusations we have seen in the hashtag #MeToo movement, the Believe Women movement, from plenty of others before. Like, we've seen this story play out time and time again, depending on the person. The issue I take is that there was nothing filed, like I said. Regardless of what the police say when those are filed, whether they are helpful, whether they throw her out on the doorstep. There was nothing filed. She did not even try. The burden of proof at this point relies on the accuser in this sort of a situation. Even if it's something to circumstantial proof, we have seen nothing. And what we have seen from Zoe is a past of lies, a past of deceit, scams, basic theft. Not only that, but she has a history of playing this professional victim to further herself, her as either an influencer or get more in her career, whether it comes to comics or gaming. She's done it for both. We have seen not only that, but her ex come out and write a massive blog, which he, titled the Zoe Post, saying that she was extremely manipulative. She was emotionally abusive. So we know these things with her. We don't know much with him. We don't know exactly what went on. Nobody has the right to say either way. But the burden of proof is kind of elevated in her circumstance because of who she is and how her history has went off. But instead of giving any sort of, like I said, even circumstantial proof, she disappears. Not only that, she disappears. She nukes her whole Twitter account, and I'm sure it's just deactivated, but she still she's gone. Like I said, off of Twitter, not off of Patreon. Like, she's still getting her $1,500 a month from her backers, but she's off of Twitter. It's just a very weird situation when it comes to that. So that all brings us until yesterday, where, like I said just a few minutes ago, we see the accused, Alec Holowka, take his life. The man accused in this situation took his own life. If these accusations are just that, if they are just accusations, this man lost his life for nothing. A man dead because of a, selfish, weaponized Me Too era person furthering their agenda. If they are true, if everything she said in that post was true, then it's probably personal guilt along with mental health issues. Even his sister has come out to say that he had, and that were evident, and that he was in treatment for. We see yesterday Eileen come out and say, Alec Holowka, my brother and best friend, passed away this morning. She says that he himself was a victim of abuse. He suffered from mood and personality disorders. She also said, or makes mention to a sort of inner darkness she knew and saw within him, and that he was seeking counseling and medication. And from what I understand of this situation, everything had been working. He had been happy. This initially, for myself at least, kind of vindicated her story a little bit. The sister is saying she sees darkness. It's kind of adding up a little bit more. But this is what I found really weird. I don't know. I'll let you be the judge of this one. We see her come out then and say, to Zoe, I'm praying for you right now. This isn't your fault. Of course, it is absolutely never the victim's fault. And if she is truly a victim, it is absolutely not her fault. If my brother had not been abusive, this wouldn't have happened. I hope my donations to help you go through those dark times. So I find this extremely odd. And I don't know if it's just me, but it's extremely odd. She's donating money to his accuser, which led to the downfall in his mental status, which initially, at the end, led to his suicide. Tends to make me either think one of two things. Like, she either saw proof of his guilt in this situation or a different situation, knows that he could be potentially the person that Zoe made him out to be, or she saw an opportunity to grab some sort of clout. I hate to say that because I don't know the woman at all, but we've seen it done before. I don't know. This part of the whole story just struck me as so odd. I don't get this part at all. But since she did those tweets, she locked down her account, which is a little bit odd, but more understandable. Like, she's getting hell from Alec fans, from Zoe fans, from people that don't like Zoe. She's getting it as a sister, as somebody that's not been in the limelight. She's getting everything. Locking down her account makes sense. It's giving her that time of peace. Leave the woman alone. If you are trying to get in contact with this woman, let her grieve. Like, it is so unnecessary. But a few days after the accusations, we saw the other two developers that worked with Alec on A Night in the Woods come out and say that because of these accusations, he was going to be let go from his position, meaning he lost his job and possibly the potential for future work. Like, this isn't something that just goes away overnight, especially if it never goes into a court of law. This isn't going to go away. Like, this is going to follow him around forever. Had he been accused in a court of law, I would deem this extremely inappropriate to fire him, obviously. But no one should have to lose their livelihood over accusations, especially when we've seen this in instances. So many women lying repeatedly to get men in trouble. Like, this has kind of become the second trend when it comes to Me Too. It's weaponized. I like Amber Heard. Like, there's so many instances I could sit here and tell you when we've seen this done before. So them disappearing kind of intensifies the doubt behind their confidence in this decision to fire him. Like, they both left social media. So we're seeing 3 at this point and 1 locked down. Like, it's all so fucking weird. I'm betting at this point there will be an article within the next week appearing either on Polygon or Kotaku, maybe Vox, saying Zoe Quinn run off social media by alt-right trolls. Like, you know that's coming. We've seen it with, like, Batwoman and the girl that plays in Titan. Like, this is pretty normal. But Marvel and IDW are still going to, I'm sure, let her write for them. I am sure there's going to be an abundance of new job offers coming her way, along with new opportunities. Like, is anybody else getting deja vu when it comes to this? This is beyond reprehensible. I'll let you make of this information what you will, but my personal feelings kind of are probably obvious. But the developer of Depression Quest led a man to suicide. Just sit there and let that sink in for a minute. I was shocked yesterday when I seen this. Let me know what you guys think. I will kind of keep up to date with this, but it's not exactly something I love covering, so I'm not sure that I will do update stories. Let me know what you think. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey guys, if you want to help support the channel, make sure you check out the links to my Subscribe Star and to my Patreon in the description. And I want to give a huge shout out to my Patreons, General Sod, who has a YouTube channel, Robert Troy Reiser, Grand Smear, Black Knight Fool, Jeffrey Allen Carnes, Earth Citizen 09, Mike, and Brucey. Thank you guys so much. You keep the channel up and running. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye-bye.